Welcome to this space where we bring you Christian stories that inspire you to be more and to do more on this path that Jesus Christ has called you to. Subscribe to join the growing family, and we promise by God's grace to always deliver contents that increase you.
The old prophet grabbed the young Greek man's shoulders. The sun was setting, making long shadows on the ground, but the prophet was seeing something else entirely. "Listen carefully," he said softly. "I need to tell you what I saw in the spirit world. God's word isn't just talk like ours. In the spirit world, it glows like bright arrows shooting through the dark. Each word shines like a fallen star, cutting through the darkness that blinds people's hearts. These words are also like food. I watched as souls ate them, like bread at a feast. When they ate, they changed. Their whole being turned into light, and their darkness melted away like morning fog. Those who eat these words regularly grow strong in spirit and become wise." Then I saw the city of giants. It was amazing. I was taken there in my vision, where people who have been feeding on God's word for years live together. They were so bright I could barely look at them. These aren't giants made of flesh. They're giants in spirit, made strong by years of taking in God's truth. Their city is stronger than any fortress, with walls made of pure light instead of stone. In this spirit world, things aren't like they are in our world with emperors and kings. God is the ultimate lawmaker and ruler in this realm. Also, the people who carry God's word are also co-rulers with God. They are bearers of God's law, so they're regarded as God himself. Even Lucifer, with all his pride, must give way to them. They stand in God's courts, where darkness can't exist, and God's laws flow like rivers of fire. This is what waits for people who want more than just regular food, who feed on God's truth until they become filled with light themselves. The prophet let go of the young man's shoulders, and his eyes focused back on the regular world. The Greek stood still, amazed. He knew he had just heard about something most people never get to see, a look at the eternal city where God's word rules over all. "But not all I saw was glorious," the prophet continued, his voice growing heavy. "I saw other light bearers whose light was dying. They were once bright, but doubt had crept into their hearts. The world's troubles had worn them down. Their light flickered like dying lamps, and they had become weak and pale in spirit." Then the vision changed. I saw an army of light bearers marching toward a dark stronghold. They were fierce warriors, their swords blazing with holy fire. Each wore spiritual armor that shone like the sun, for no one can take enemy ground without proper protection. They split up, each heading toward different dark cities. Each city held vast armies of darkness, 600,000 dark soldiers multiplied by 6. But when the light bearers approached, these dark armies stepped back, afraid of the light. Then I saw myself in the vision. I was heading toward a territory of stone, a hard, cold land. But I was changed. My spirit form towered 1,000 times taller than my earthly body. Light poured from me like a living flame as I walked forward. In this land of stone, I met its ruler, Medusa, Queen of Stone. She held people captive with chains of hardness, binding them in cold stone. But I walked toward her slowly, filled with holy confidence. As I approached, God's word formed into swords of light in my mouth. They shot out like lightning. One sword destroyed half her dark army. The other sword took out the rest, including Medusa herself. They fell with a mighty crash. When I walked through the gates of that territory, life and light poured out. like water. The stone chains binding the captives crumbled and broke. Their freedom was complete. This is what happens when someone truly lives out God's word. They become a mighty warrior of light, breaking chains and bringing freedom to those trapped in darkness. The prophet paused, his eyes reflecting both the battle's victory and its cost. "Remember," he said softly, "it's not enough to just hear the word. You must live it, or your light too might begin to flicker and fade."
Thank you for watching today's episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Remain blessed.